Hello everybody, and welcome to Skyward Sword.
Where Emily plays as Link and destroy some nice grass and bushes. Bad Link.
And where the controller is actually calibrated properly for once. As it turns out, while you're calibrating the Wii Motion Plus, you're supposed to put the controller upside down. Did not know. That's why I was having so many issues. We're, what, 14, no, 24 episodes? 24 episodes in, and I just now find this out. Oy. So, in between the last two episodes, I did some grinding for some materials. If I load up this menu, as soon as I can get that menu open, grab that here. Thank you. There you go. All kinds of materials over here. Send that, please. So, we've got all these materials that I spent grinding. I actually did a live stream over on Hitbox. I have posted the VOD, the video on demand as it's referred to as, up on the channel. It's episode 23.5. But we also have this here. So basically I went out and tried to grind just as much materials for everything as I possibly could, really. Basically I wanted to be able to get as many upgrades as possible.
Yeah, you generally want to do that before going to each area.
Yeah. So,
Well,
I didn't really... I spent a lot of time grinding, and I actually had like almost 600 rupees. And then I went to the Eldin Temple because the last thing I needed to collect were Lizalfos tails, because I'd completely forgotten to collect any of those. I hadn't actually collected any of those. This is the thing that uses them, but I hadn't collected any of them during the initial visit there, and it's actually really nice because every Lizalfos just drops a Lizalfos tail, which is like guaranteed. So I just spent most of the time going back and forth between the first Lizalfos and the Earth Temple, collecting the tail from it. And partway through it, I got attacked by a Keese, a fire Keese specifically. Kind of forgot that I had a wooden shield on me at the time. Actually need... Oh man! I'm just missing the one Amber Relic on that. I could have gotten that. I didn't assume that I was going to need that one extra. But basically, I lost my shield because wooden shield, fire temple. I ended up having to come back and remake this shield here. Unfortunately, because I had to do that, I ended up using one of the Amber Relics that I had grinded out. I didn't realize that I needed it for the Sea Satchel here, otherwise I would have recollected it during the live stream. It really wasn't that big of a deal. I know right where you can find like 5 or 6 Amber Relics easily. So if I had realized that, you know, I was going to be needing it, I would have gone and grabbed it. But I thought that everything else that I was going to get, I had the stuff for. But apparently not. Whoops, I need to drop something off at the item check lady. We don't really need our iron shield at the moment, so we might as well drop that off. So let's go ahead and drop our reinforced shield off because we don't really need it. Thank you, come again. And we'll come over here and we will buy a bomb bag.
yay!
which is what I need the Lizalfa sales for. I don't think I have enough money to get all of the upgrades and stuff for it. I think I need like 150 to get both upgrades, even though I have enough materials. But as you can see, I only have 64 rupees left. So I didn't. I had enough of everything, but then I lost my shield, and I spent like 100, almost like 200. See, those are tails! Yay! But I spent almost like 200 rupees just upgrading this shield back up to the bandit shield. They had to buy it and then re-upgrade it. So, oh well. I had the money, but I didn't feel like grinding out rupees because I'm like, I don't need to get every single upgrade, you know, right away. Yeah. Just these are good enough. So I think I do have, I have all the materials. I just don't have the 100 rupees to actually upgrade it. So,
but yeah, I'm sort of a completionist when I'm playing video games. So I usually try to get everything I can before continuing on.
Yeah. I'm not really that big of a completionist, but better shields equals higher
chance of not dying.
Yeah, well, that higher shield bar, which means less chance of your shield breaking after only like a couple of hits of not using your shield bash properly. So I also tried to find more goddess cubes, but was unfortunately unsuccessful in that venture. But we do have one, so let's go ahead and fly off to our beacon over here, and we will get it from there. It's funny that I can place beacons without having to place iron, gold, emeralds, or diamonds.
So I've been playing too much Minecraft.
I've been watching Minecraft series recently.
I hate those!
Hate them cyclones so much. Luckily, they just kind of disorient you, and you can just immediately take right off once it lets you fall. But it is still kind of a pain.
Yeah.
I think there's some side quests that we can do too, but I don't immediately remember where they are. Okay, let's not fall into that cyclone as well, please. I have to remember which one this is. Like, is this the one that I have to drop at the top and then, like, worm my way through? Or...
Well...
no, it's just the one I have to drop at the top for. There's one that you, like, have to drop, and then you have to, like, slide into the hole. It's kind of annoying. Oh! Well, so much for the not having enough rupees for another upgrade. That works.
But, yeah, have I ever told you that I just love how Link hits the floor if you don't bring out his, like, parachute? Yeah.
It is kind of funny to watch him just like face plant into the ground. Especially when it's like from such a height that it doesn't even hurt him. But he still like face plants as if he's hurt by it. It's like splat. It's like, But he didn't actually take any damage. It's like, come on, man. You wuss. I slowed myself down by trying to hit that. Dive. Whee! Falling down. I like the fact though that if I don't hit the sailcloth when I'm transitioning, it just automatically puts it out there. Like I didn't even hit a button just then. It just automatically does it. So it's kind of great in that aspect, in my opinion. Hey! Yes, I got some more money from a mysterious treasure chest. So I'm totally ready to get this final upgrade for the Bondi. Please?
You know, I really did like the system where you upgrade your gear. I hate games where it's like, okay, here's your weapon, now you can just go and fight. And you don't have to upgrade or get better weapons or anything.
It is a bit odd. That is kind of my complaint about 5th edition. A person can play through it without ever collecting any sort of magical
And
items.
he can still,
But
yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, they did that in 5th edition because, I mean, really, do you need +6 weapons? You know? Like, the big issue with D&D that I would say is that upgrades for weapons really don't do much other than give you a +1, +2, etc.
Honestly, I think what they should have done is have like some sort of system in D&D where crafting is a thing. I mean, for like your backgrounds, you can have like blacksmith and such like that. They should totally do something with that, where you can actually get your, you can create weapons or like upgrade them.
Well, 3.5th edition actually did implement a crafting
But it was
system into
bad, wasn't it?
It wasn't so much bad as it was mostly useless.
Okay.
Because it had a crafting system, but the problem with the crafting system for 3.5th edition was it cost a lot of gold to craft most things. A level 9 magic item costs you like 10,000 gold just to craft. And when you've got 30 levels of D&D to play, a level 9 item really, it's not worth spending 10,000 gold on. But beyond that, a lot of the things that you could craft in 3.5th edition not only cost gold, time, etc., which most players didn't have the time. They were on an adventure. They didn't have 2 months to spend, in D&D time to stop and craft a +2 magic sword, for instance. But beyond that, the main issue was that if you wanted to craft any relatively good magic items, they started costing experience. And so you would, if you were level 8, you would pay an entire level's worth of experience to craft one item, and so you'd get reduced to level 7.
Yeah, I would never use experience points to craft for your crafting system. That's just dumb, really.
And that's right, and that's why a lot of people didn't use the crafting system in 3.5, or at least most of the people that I've talked to about playing 3.5. Because first of all, if you're playing 3.5, there's no point in crafting magic items because everybody plays Druid. To quote one of my co-workers, because he plays 3.5, he used to play 3.5th edition, he plays Pathfinder now, but he used to play 3.5, and he said, everybody just plays Druids, because at level 1, Druids have the ability to summon a familiar. One of the choices of familiars in 3.5th edition is a familiar that can summon a familiar.
Oh wow, that is so OP.
And so what you could do at level 1 as a druid was you could summon a familiar that could summon a familiar that could summon a familiar, and in a single round you had summoned 30 familiars to the field.
That's really bad planning.
But again, that's everybody just plays druid basically. Is why he said it that way. He's like, yeah, you can play other classes, but why play any other class other than druid when druid can just? He said I think he put it like bear summon or something like that. You throw bear missiles. Something like that. Basically, you summon a familiar that you toss at the enemy, and then that bear summons bears, and it's continuous cycle. It's like why play any other class?
Yeah, that sounds like it's really heaven untested. I mean, sure, they probably did test it, but they didn't think what players would actually play or do.
Yeah.
That's a lot of problems with most games and role-playing games in Central. I mean, it's like, come on, if you're going to test a game, make sure you test like a crazy kid. What would he do?
Right.
Not every player is gonna be like, oh, this sounds interesting. Oh, I want to try this. It's like, no, some players do go for the crazy idea, the OP way. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I've been writing my own D&D campaign and everything, and, I'm running the D&D campaign myself, but I also have a co-DM who runs a secondary group of the same campaign, and her running the last 3 sessions, she has found things out about my monsters that I created that I didn't know they had the ability to do, that made them so ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah.
So, and it really caused me to change a lot of things. And it's like, it really is a matter of, you have to think of what is the most ridiculous way you can optimize this, If you don't think about it like that, somebody at some point is going to come around and be like, well, there's this ability, and this thing gives me the ability to do this, and through the ability to do that, I can do this, and they suddenly optimize it to the point where it's just like, you're just left sitting there staring going, okay, seriously, you must be cheating? Because that shouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
But no, they're not cheating. They're doing exactly as the rules you created state. No cheating involved. They're just, they're generally referred to as min-maxers. People that read the rules 50 times over to maximize their character to the absolute extent that they possibly can.
Yeah, so, just like how I know that, well, I told you that my one class that I am working on, the Elementalist, I have it so that you can use mostly any weapon that deals 1d8 or less damage, right? They can easily get a feat where they can have use like all the different weapons, like 1d10 or 12, and use the Elementalist class to use the magic attacks. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
dealing them 2d6 magic
Yeah,
attacks, you know?
exactly.
Freaking Neogon and his, what is it? Blood Maul?
Yep. I mean, you can use magic weapons with the class, and it really just kind of makes things a little bit, you know. Yeah. It's kind of reasons why you have to make sure you test things out like this. Because I know that, for instance, I'm probably going to reduce what kind of equipment you can use.
Right. When I was building the Scion, I mean, I'm still building the Scion, but when I was building the Scion, like, avidly, I haven't been working on it much lately, no time, but when I was avidly working on it, I built it at first, and then kind of looked at it and went, okay, these Scions can use all of these things, and, you know, I mean, they have these ridiculous abilities, you know, combined with some of the things that I've given, you know, some of the weapon abilities and weapon types and stuff I've given them, this would just be ridiculous OP. I mean, come on. One mist dealt 200 psychic damage.
Yeah.
Granted, the enemy did have a ×8 weakness to psychic, but still, 200 damage in a single attack.
Yeah.
Truthfully, she only rolled, what was it, like 25 or something like that. But when you times that by 8, it's 200. So, what can you do? But anyway, we might continue this conversation in the next episode as we actually get somewhere here in the Lanayru province. We got an ancient flower. That's one of like 5 that we needed for Stoof. So yeah, we'll probably continue this in the next episode. I don't know if we'll continue the conversation, depends on if we remember, but we'll definitely continue the game in the next episode of the game, because, you know, duh. If you've been enjoying, feel free to subscribe, feel free to leave a like, check out our Patreon and Mia's channel, and we'll see everybody next time.
Bye bye.
Keep calm and punny on, everybody.